Hello everybody, welcome to this webinar on Bates Weston Online Accounting System. My name is Ben Cunliffe and I'm going to be taking you through the system today, showing you how to use it, and we'll cover some of the key points that you'll need to be familiar with in order to run your business day to day. A little bit of an overview for you. The Bates Weston Online Accounting System is cloud-based, so it means you can actually access it wherever you are. All you need is a device with internet connection, so an iPhone, an iPad, an Android phone, and some kind of internet browser as well. So Safari, Chrome, Firefox, anything like that. And you'll be able to access all your financial information. So I want to take you through the system. And the first thing I'd like to show you is how we can set up our customers and suppliers. So if you look on the left-hand bar here, you can see that we have customers here, and below it we have suppliers. So to set up customers, it's very straightforward. All we need to do is click customers, click create, and give them a name. Okay, now it's really easy to do. All we need to do is pop in a name there, and a code will be automatically generated within the software. And we can click create customer. Okay, and that means that we have a brand new customer here. So let's just find him, Will Evans. Now we go into the contact details, and we can put in some information for him. This is really important because a little bit later on, I'm going to show you how to actually email from the system. So we need to make sure we put an email in for the customer there. And we can also flesh it out a bit more with an address and such. And all this information will appear on all quotes and invoices that we assign to this particular customer. Let's press update there. If we go into the invoices section as well, we'll also see everything we've ever issued to this customer. And we also have what we call a drill down functionality as well. So for example, if we clicked an invoice, it would take us to that invoice. Now, have you just actually seen me create this customer, you'll notice there's nothing there. So if we go to one of our more faithful customers, let's click on, let's have a look here, Bill is usually a good one. And we can have a look here and see all these invoices that we've sent out to Bill. Now we can click into any of these, and it'll bring up said invoice. The suppliers works in more or less exactly the same way. We go to our customer section, and we click create. In this scenario, let's say that our supplier will be being cute. Again, that supplier has been created, and just as we did with our new customer, with our supplier, we can put our email address in as well. And we also have the option to drill down into any invoices or any purchase invoices been raised. Okay. To make quotes, we just need to go back up here to the quote section, and we can generate a quote. All we need to do is click create, and we can fill in this information here. So the quote number has been automatically generated, and we have the quote reference as well. So this scenario, let's just say that we are fixing a car, and we can choose our customer. So we'll do it for our new customer, Will. Okay. We can then add a line item. So let's have a look here. We can do something like rates for work, product, we'll just say an hour's work, quantity, 4 hours with VAT. Okay. Now this is one example where we've actually got a product set up, and it's pre-filled that information for us. And we can add another line item. I'm going to show you how to do it manually. So we just did, let's have a look for a sales type. We'll just do sales type 1. We don't have any products assigned to it. So we'll just say that it's going to be spare parts, and they also need 4 spare parts. And we can type that in the description if you wish. Of course, I'm being quite vague, with it just being a demo. The rate, say we're charging £40 a part, which works out the VAT at £32, and the total at £192. And we can save that quote. There's a few things we can do with that quote now. We can send it off via email, and that will go straight out to the client, and you can see that it's populated the email address in there. Or if you want to, we can also send it out to the printer, and we can print that quote. Now, assuming that the client's happy with that quote, for the sake of the demo, we'll say that they are, we can just convert it straight to an invoice. And once that's created as an invoice, you'll see that we've moved down to the invoice section now. It's replaced quote number 6 with invoice 122, and it's marked as unpaid. Okay. Now, if we go to the invoices section, we can also just create an invoice straight off the bat if we so wish. So I'm just going to create an invoice. We'll do it for Bill Smith. Purchase order. I'm just going to write test here. And again, we just add a line item. So for the demo, like I said, I'm being quite vague with it. I just have a generic sales code for sale of goods. You could obviously personalize those how you wanted them. So we'll leave the product, we'll leave the project. We don't need to assign it to a project. Our quantity will be 1. And I'm just going to write test invoice here. And the total, we can just put £500 in there. Now, if you noticed, I popped it in the total section there. It actually worked out the VAT itself, and it gave us a rate. And we're happy with that invoice, we can just press save. So that's how we can raise quotes and invoices. And again, we can also just ping those out straight through the system. So we have the email button there, that'll take it straight to the client. Or alternatively, maybe hit the print button, it'll bring up a PDF that'll allow you to print it off. Now we also have a section in KashFlow called KashFlow Payments. Now what this does, it allows you to get paid a lot quicker by adding the option on the bottom of your invoices to pay online, either by setting up a card payment through one of our partners, WorldPay, or setting up a bank payment through our other partner, Go Cardless. Now we'll put those invoices out to your clients. We'll have the pay online button, and it just means you're getting paid a lot faster, and that information is recorded within KashFlow as well. Okay. To set those up, you just need to go to payments and select either get started on Go Cardless or get started on WorldPay. Now I've already set one up on Go Cardless here. And just to give you a bit of an idea of what your direct debit would look like, you can have a little look. And obviously that's for you to set those up if that's how you'd like to take payment from your clients. Now, within the software itself, we also have the ability to do a VAT return as well. And again, it's quite a simple process. All we need to do is go to our settings menu and scroll down to VAT settings. Okay. Now in VAT settings here, you can see basically just have to fill out this information. So, are you VAT registered? What's your VAT number? How are you reporting it? Okay, is it monthly or quarterly or annually or however? You can choose your different VAT rates, and you can add individual VAT rates as well. And we can also choose any particular schemes you're on, so cash accounting, flat rate, or mini one-stop shop. And right at the bottom here, you can also pop in your username and password for your login for the HMRC. So the system will integrate with the HMRC login. And what that means is that you can generate your VAT return within the software and then send it straight off to the HMRC on your behalf. Okay, so we just pop that information there. Once we've saved our settings, if we go to our reports, go to general reports and scroll down to the bottom, you'll see there's an option for VAT management and reports. Once we click that, it'll prompt us to create a VAT report. And you can see there's all our VAT information in the Bates Weston system. Now if you scroll to the bottom, we can either print off this VAT report or we can download the calculations as well. Alternatively, we can also submit that report straight to the HMRC. And that's done and dusted. Now, within the system as well, we also have the ability to bring information through from your bank. Okay, now there are two ways we can do this, and I'm happy to show you both of them. And obviously, work out which is better for you. So, first of all, we'll set up a new bank account. And we're having a look in here. So, we're editing the account information. Okay, so we'll give it a name. And the account code is generated automatically. We can pick an icon, and we can pop in a start balance, and we can pop in a reconcile date as well. We also have a lock date, and we can just do our default methods for purchases and invoices. Okay, so ABC Test Bank has been listed here. Now to activate our bank feeds, all we need to do is press the activate button, and we're presented with two options. Firstly, we can manually upload our bank statement. So if you're banking with NatWest, for example, I know that you can go online with NatWest and download a CSV file of all your statements. With that CSV, we can ping it straight into the software. So I'm going to click Manual Upload, and we're going to select a file to upload. So I'm just going to find mine here. It's in CSV Imports. And we've uploaded that information. And all that information is now in the system. So the next step for us is to start matching off these transactions. So I'm just going to pull in this one here for £500, which is money in. So we can press the match button, and we can have a look for one of our invoices that's £500 from said client. And we can assign that. So that payment has been matched off against that unpaid invoice. When we press import now, it will then change that invoice to paid, and it will be assigned to that payment. If, for example, you do have money in or money out, and you've not raised a purchase order, you've not raised an invoice, and we can also just create it within the system. So if I just show you my payment to Virgin Media here, so it's money coming out. The system has already loaded our purchases because it knows it's money coming out, but it's none of these. So we can just go to create, and it's creating a purchase. So we'll choose our supplier. So I'm going to pick Virgin Media. If our supplier isn't listed, as mine is, it's always very easy to press that plus button, and you can just add them. Supplier reference, just put, again, Virgin Media, and a purchase code as well. So we'll just need to go through and find something that's applicable. I'm just going to pop telephone in. We have a 20% VAT rate that's worked out there at £10.33, and then we can just press create. Okay, so that's how we've created a purchase without actually leaving the bank feed screen. Once we're all happy with that, again, we can press import now. Now the third kind of transaction that you may need to match up is neither a invoice nor a purchase. It's going to be a transaction. So, for example, if you've been given interest, okay, you wouldn't have raised an invoice for interest. In the same way, if you've been charged a fee by your bank, maybe for going into an overdraft that wasn't agreed, they might take money out for that. Okay, so you can see here that there's £10 out. Now I know it says it's from the Royal Bank of Scotland, but for this demo, let's pretend that I've been charged by the bank. So we'll go to create, because obviously we wouldn't have created a purchase for a fee that we've had to incur. And we are creating a transaction. We'll just choose our relevant code, so I believe is 7901, bank charge, and we can create that. Okay, and then we bring it through, that'll be created. Now we press import now, all that information will come through into the system. Okay, now I'm not going to import those. There's just one thing I'd like to show you with our matching rules. Now with matching rules, it's basically giving the system a set of rules that it must follow when it sees a particular reference. So the best example is to just show you. So we'll go to matching rules and press create. When I have money out, search for, and I'm going to use the same one that I always use, which is Sainsbury's. Create a purchase order. Our supplier would be Sainsbury's, so we'll take those from our list. And our supplier reference would be Sainsbury's. And purchase code, we can go through and find our purchase code here. Obviously we can just find something relevant. I think I'll just put it as expenses. and assuming that this is our clients or people within the company going and getting their lunch. VAT rates worked out, and a rule name, Sainsbury's rule. And we can save that. So if we go back to our bank feeds now, you can see here that the system's telling us it's matched 8 transactions. And it's every instance in which this bank says Sainsbury's. So Sainsbury's, Sainsbury's, Sainsbury's. And it's created it all there. And again, we can just press import, we'll bring all those through. And that's how we'd upload a CSV and start matching off our files. The alternative we have, so I'll just remove this, is the bank feeds. These are the live bank feeds. So all we need to do is search for our bank. Again, I'm going to use NatWest, so go default, and go into select. Now NatWest wants us to put in our customer number, our PIN number, and our password. If we did another bank, let's say Barclays Bank, Barclays will accept a certain number of things, surname and membership number, or a card number, or just a sort code, an account, a passcode, a memorable word. Whichever way you set it up, you'll be able to bring that information through. Now that information is only used to bring through transactions so you can match them off in the bookkeeping. There's no way that you can actually move any money within the system or take any money out. It's simply just copying your bank statement into the online bookkeeping system. And here's one I made earlier. If I just show you a fake bank account that we've got set up, I'll load those transactions in, and it looks very similar to how we had the CSV file come in before. And the same rules apply for matching and for matching rules as well. Then we just need to press import. Finally, when it comes to reconciling the bank, the idea of reconciliation is quite a simple one. All you're doing when you're reconciling it is just making sure that what you've got on your bank statement, either in paper in front of you or you've got on your computer, is matching exactly what's in the bookkeeping system. So all you need to do is go into reconcile. Now I think I've already reconciled this one. Just need to double check. Yeah. So you can see here, this one's been marked as complete. And we've locked that down. And all we had to do was look at our target balance, which is 1,556 and 48 pence. And we selected all our transactions which matched to our target balance. And all we needed to do was press save. So if I'm going to do another reconciliation, we can start a new one. So the end date, 11th to the 7th. Well, we might not be able to do this because you can see the end date there as well, but we can give it a shot. Let's put the 13th. Now it's obviously saying we've got that £500 in, and we're not actually signed a payment to it yet. So we're just quite happy with our target balance there. Okay, and if I tick that, it'll be 500 overdue, and it won't let me because we can't find that £500. So I untick it. We're still happy to save and reconcile. Okay. That's how we do the reconciliation. Like I said, it's quite a very straightforward process. We're just making sure everything that matches within the actual bank account, the real bank account, or the bank statement, is got its own place within the bookkeeping software. Okay, everybody. Well, thank you very much for your time. I do hope that that's made sense to everybody. For those of you who are looking to get set up on the Bates Weston Online Accounting system, please do get in touch with the folks at Bates Weston, and then they'll be able to set you up with an account, set you on the right path, and you'll be you'll be using the Bates Weston Online Accounting system in no time. Thank you very much for your attention today. It's much appreciated. My name is Ben Cunliffe, and it's been lovely. Thank you. Bye bye.